My journey within education started in 2008 when I graduated from the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. I graduated with a BS in Education and Broadfield Social Studies and a double minor in History and Geography. I was also married at this time and spent a year after graduation working in the construction industry as an industrial roofer while my wife finished her clinical doctorate in physical therapy. About a year later, my professional career began. In 2009, I was hired as a social studies teacher at Fort Madison Senior High School in Fort Madison, Iowa. This coming fall marks my 6th year of teaching at this institution. I am certified in the state of Iowa to teach all social sciences, and I have taught almost every course in this field. My particular favorite are geopolitics and psychology. The classroom feels like my second home. It's a place where I feel like I excel in my craft. However, next year my professional responsibilities will be changing as our high school is implementing an extensive response to intervention, or now called the Multi-Tiered System of Supports, MTSS for short, process for all students. Therefore, I will be teaching one sociology course and spending my remaining time working with struggling learners in my colleagues' classes. This will be an excellent opportunity to get into the mind of a struggling learner and dissect what issues they're having and teaching the essential core principles of the course. Therefore, I really see some excellent application for this course's material in the very, very near future. In terms of the experience that I've had with educational psychological principles, there isn't very many. I feel like I had little exposure to educational principles in psychology outside of my initial exposure in high school and the required child development course I took in undergrad. To be honest, I feel that only recently I have fully come to appreciate and utilize principles of educational psychology. My awakening happened a few years ago when I had the opportunity to attend a neuroscience convention, a Learning in the Brain conference in Boston. Since this conference, I have poured a significant amount of my free time into examining how to develop a brain-friendly classroom, if there is such a thing, as opposed to a traditional content-specific classroom. My thought is that if I'm able to teach the brain, or how to teach the brain, I can teach just about any subject matter. Therefore, I've moved away from low-level instruction and have employed varying degrees of Bloom's taxonomy. In addition, I have refined my instructional methodologies to better work towards effectively encoding information and coupling it with pre-existing schemata, activating prior knowledge, and attaching information with varying senses. Models and theories is another area that I'm not 100% confident in. However, I feel like that I am becoming familiar with some areas. For example, with behaviorism and constructivism, humanism, etc., I know a little bit about how those operate. And know a little bit about notable psychology such as Wundt, James, Pavlov, Skinner, and so on. However, I'm really thrilled that over the course of the next month we'll delve into various aspects of educational psychology, and I'll be better apt to answer this question with a lot more certainty. If I had to declare anything, I would say that I'm attempting to employ a constructivist model. The concept of mastery learning is on the forefront of my approach to teaching at this moment. Therefore, I'm very intrigued to learn more about Ebbinghaus and the curve of forgetfulness, encoding and retrieving information, using techniques that foster greater understanding and mastery learning of content. The instructor I really consider myself to be, in this regard, I want to be effective first and foremost. I realize that the only true way to do this is to break from prior instructional methods that inundate students with information and then follows up immediately with a test. I want to use methods that encode information into long-term memory, so that students have concepts that I'm teaching for a long time to come. Furthermore, I want to teach students strategies and aspects of metacognition so that they can increase their own relative abilities and go on to meet or exceed their potential. The way that I instruct right now, well, to be honest, right now I'm experiencing a defining moment in my career, where I'm trying to break from every instructional model that I'm exposed to and employing strategies that reflect effective and appropriate methodologies for 20th century learners. I use a significant amount of technology to meld the gap between student ability and instructional efficiency. I'm changing because I want to be in the forefront of a larger paradigm shift in education, where educational psychology and educational technology have melded together.
Created using Powtoon.